An autistic teenager is proving sometimes the simplest ideas can be the best. No one would give 16-year-old Clay Lewis an after-school job, so he decided to clean people's wheelie bins for cash. He's now so busy he's had to hire staff and is saving for an overseas holiday.
It's a dirty job, but Clay Lewis has a nose for business, an eye for a super clean rubbish bin and a heart of gold.
Oh, it's been epic. I mean, it's been awesome.
He's 16 and has autism. For 2 years, Clay struggled to find an after-school job. Interviews were overwhelming and few people were willing to give him a go.
Because he speaks a bit differently to other people, you know, people make unfair assumptions and judgments about him and what he is capable of.
So Clay started his own bin cleaning business.
One bin, $10, 2 bins, $15 and 3 bins, $20.
He's got a shirt and stickers, and a year on, he's had to hire 3 helpers.
Oh, man. I mean, last year I did like a lot of houses and I don't know how much money I have.
Next thing we know, boom, he needs extra staff and I'm using an app to book his appointments.
Zoe Lawton is a regular customer.
It's wonderful. I absolutely adore what he does. He's a great inspiration for anyone, not just teenagers, but for people like myself.
Clay now has around 68 customers on his database. About 30 of those are pretty regular, and the reason they keep coming back is the smell test. And Clay's bins pass every time. For the record, it smells like bubble gum.
Oh, it smells nice.
No trash talk here, just really good work. Georgina McKerrow for 10 News First.
Denied a job on countless occasions, a Southeast teenager has taken joining the workforce to a whole new level, creating his own business. The young entrepreneur has even started employing some of his schoolmates to lend a hand.
Employers shunned him.
I did the job, but they didn't want me.
So autistic teen Clay Lewis put them to shame.
Difference isn't something to be feared. Difference really should be embraced.
The 16-year-old is no longer unemployable. He's an entrepreneur. With help from mum, Clay started his own wheelie bin cleaning business, and business is good.
It's grown pretty fast. Before I know it, we were knocking back work and I had to find someone to work alongside him.
It's been running for a year and now has just scored its first grant. Clay's bin cleaning is turning trash into treasure. The booming business now has 68 clients and 3 of Clay's school friends as employees to help meet the growing demand, all while this impressive teenager finishes year 12.
I just like to clean bins to have cash.
$10 a bin, $5 for every additional one. A simple model with a simple message.
It just proves that he has the potential.
Adam Hegarty, 9 News.
It's been a whirlwind. I've watched Clay for a couple of years applying for jobs and you know, I was helping him with those applications and declaring that he is autistic and wasn't even getting an interview for anywhere. And I'm seeing kids from his schools, his age group, working at Kmart and other places and thinking, why isn't he being given a chance? So I just thought it was really important that he learned about work ethic, and also built his resume up while he was at school so that when he left school, he would have references and he would have, you know, something to show when he does start applying for jobs.
Have you seen positive changes in him?
Yeah.
Just by having his own business, and what are they?
So the changes were the unexpected delights of him having his business. Initially, I was working alongside him, cleaning bins side by side, and then the demand became quite high, and we found a student from his school who is a son of a friend of mine, and he started working, and we trained up 2 other kids to be back up as well. And then Clay started to take over all the communication with the customers, which I was initially dealing with, the face-to-face stuff, and he all of a sudden decided that he wanted to be the one knocking on the door, and he wanted to be the one handling the money. So, you know, he's been learning in a very slow, steady process, which has not been, you know, too stressful for him. But he's been willingly learning how to run his business. And eventually I hope he'll do all the back end stuff that I still do, like the booking and the advertising and confirming appointments and that kind of thing. Just being his advocate for, since he was diagnosed at 2, I've always followed and been interested in autism and speaking out for him, and now with him. He's advocating for himself now as well. So I was really, I found it very important that he had a job. Clay's dream is to live down the Gold Coast in a unit, to have a car and to have a wife and family. Now, they're ordinary dreams for most people, but if Clay doesn't get a job, some of those dreams may be unachievable. He has sensory processing disorder, which some autistic people have, and it just means that his senses can be bombarded, and so smell for him is a really big trigger, strong smell, and he at the start would gag quite a lot when he was cleaning bins, and he persisted. You know, he kept going through and pushing, and he still has the odd gag fest, but mostly he's developed a bit of a tolerance to it. He doesn't like flying insects because they're unpredictable. So, you know, that kind of thing is something he doesn't like when he's cleaning bins, but we just find ways to work around it.
And what about for you and your husband as parents, watching what he's achieved, how it started, what he's achieved, and now the dreams that he has of using the money that he's earned? What's that been like for you guys as parents?
Oh, overwhelming. I'm very proud. Clay has no idea of how much time I work on his business. I think both him and my husband actually think, oh, Laura's just on, or Mum's just on Facebook again, but I'm actually not just on Facebook. I'm working. But it's not that I'm complaining. It's just that, you know, if any parent wants to do this, and I really, really highly recommend they do it, you need to have the time to be able to do it, because I don't get paid for it, and I don't want to get paid for it, because my goal is for Clay to have independence. My goal is that my husband and I can live a life of retirement where we're not worried about Clay, and my daughter can be Clay's sibling and not his carer when we die, you know, so and see him by choice rather than by obligation. So they were also very important goals for us.
And do you believe those are achievable now?
Absolutely, yeah. I've learned in the past year that any limitation has been put on Clay by us or other people. He has lots of potential. I would really like employers to be more considerate when they are interviewing teenagers who may be neurodiverse or autistic or different. And if they don't perform too well in an interview, give them a go and give them some work experience and see how they go, because they will surprise you.
I started bin cleaning back in 2018 on the 1st of January to start off practicing, like trying to find if I have a real job or something. I mean, it's pretty tough when I get a job like somewhere like a fast food restaurant or maybe a clothing store or something. I mean, I just want to try something new with my own bin cleaning business.
And will you be needing to hire any help soon, or do you reckon you can look after all your business?
Well, I have 3 employees.
You have 3 employees?
Yes.
Wow.
If I'm like not available, so there's one employee who helped me, a friend from school. So we do bin cleaning after school on every Monday and Tuesday in school terms. So if I'm like not available, one of the other employees might help him, or maybe one person will just keep doing the bin cleaning.
And how you've been going for a year now. Tell me, what's it like? How successful are you now from back when you started? The number of clients and things like that.
It's been pretty good. I mean, I just always do the job, but this year's my last year of school, so I better focus for year 12 now. So I better do a lot more bin cleaning this year and more focus for school. So after when I finish year 12, I'm going to go to Dubai for the F1.